Hey guys, how you doing? Are you pointing at me?
Yep.
Hi! Guess what we're in? We're in back in our motorhome. We got it back. Sorry, I'm driving, so I'm not going to turn my head. I'm not ignoring you guys. So this is what's called the Disney Disaster Follow-Up. So we're going to go through everything that happened to us at Fort Wilderness on our first Disney disaster, and then we will tell you some extra stuff that happened to us, and what's the final thing at the end that you're going to be amazed on what was wrong with the motorhome and how much it cost us. So I'm going to turn it over to Cindy, and she's going to explain everything from the time that we went to start the motorhome to leave to the time we're driving home right now.
Okay, I have short arms. I hope that you guys can see me. So we had a great weekend. It was December 20th through the 19th through the 21st. That Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had a great time. I had written in our journal what an awesome weekend we had. We were getting everything unhooked and to head home because we've got lots of things to do at home to get ready for Christmas. For us, we were actually getting ready to leave early, like before noon. Had everything ready. Fred goes to start the motorhome. Started up. Got the slides put in. I got the golf cart trailer out of the way so he could pull up, and then I'm just going to quickly hook it on the back, and it wouldn't go into gear. So tried it again, wouldn't go into gear. Called a mobile RV service. They told us to on a Sunday.
Holiday Sunday.
Yeah, holiday right before the holiday weekend. So he told us.
Emergency service.
He told us to disconnect the batteries in the back and then connect them back, kind of like rebooting your computer. Only now the motorhome won't start. So he comes out. We knew our house batteries were bad, but we didn't know if this one thing had to do with the other. So he comes out. We had informed Disney, told them, hey, we're dead in the water. So the service guy comes out. He's like, you guys are throwing transmission codes. I don't work on a transmission. You've got to call Allison Transmission. They're not open on Sundays.
But he did replace all 6 batteries.
He did replace all 6 of the house batteries.
We would have had to do anyway.
We were going to have to do anyway, so we can't really add that cost into our total disaster cost.
No.
So we told Disney, this was the first trip. I didn't pack extra clothes. I didn't pack extra medicine. I didn't pack extra food. So,
but luckily enough, we have a washer and dryer in our motorhome. So we have to wash our clothes.
Remember, we had our slides closed. So luckily, the repairman was able to, once he replaced the batteries, we got our generator going, and he showed us how we can put the slides out without the motor going. We were always under the impression that the coach had to be on for our slides to go in and out.
But it just didn't start.
Yeah, so Monday comes around, I call Allison Transmission, and because it's right before the holiday, they only had one mobile tech, and I literally begged him to come out. So he did.
Super, super nice guy.
Pay attention, it says congestion. So, sorry guys, I have to navigate while I'm doing this. Great guy. He's like, okay, here's the code. It's this particular module in the back. I'll get it replaced. Tiffin is closed. Our manufacturer is closed for the holidays for 2 weeks. They do this every year for 2 weeks. So, he replaces this part. He goes to plug his laptop in to download some software, and it won't. Something is not communicating, so he can't download the software. So he tries something else, can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. So now it's like 1 o'clock on Monday, and I had to call in and call off work. And I'm sure my my boss was like, yeah, right, you're at Disney, you just don't want to come home and come to work. So I sent him pictures of the service guy that was out, so, you know, he would know. So now we have to call a tow truck. And I am so stressed. I am literally pacing up and down our site. And Luna was pacing with me.
Sprinkling rain.
It's raining. And Finney was sitting there watching because he was too lazy to pace with me.
Tell him about the guy took the golf cart.
So the Allison transmission guy was kind enough. I noticed he had a hitch on the back of his truck. He took our golf cart and utility trailer to Allison Transmission in Orlando and parked it in their behind their locked gate so it would be safe, because we knew if they were going to bring a tow truck for the coach, he couldn't. Oh look, our pod. Sorry guys, shiny object. He couldn't tow the utility trailer and our coach. So I thought Disney, because their security people had, you know, checked on us, hey, what's your status? Because they needed our site. I thought they were calling the tow truck. Well, they weren't, so I called, got the big Mama Jama tow truck. Allison Transmission said, you got to get it here by 5 because that's when we close and lock the gates, and we're not open on the 24th. So the tow truck guy got there about 3 o'clock. 2 o'clock. And it took him over 3 hours in the rain to get this thing hooked up, because once he got it hooked up and lifted, he had to do something to the axle because the brakes would not release. Meanwhile, we had contacted Uber, and luckily I found an Uber driver who would take us back to Tampa with our dogs. Remember, we have Finney and Luna with us, and not every Uber driver will take dogs. Thank God he did. He was awesome. We get home, let's see, we get home, it's after 7 o'clock. We're getting out of the Uber, and I slammed the door on Fred's fingers. And he's a great actor. I thought he was kidding when he screamed. Unfortunately, he wasn't. So, you know, that was just adding to our story. So
you guys think it's over, don't you?
Yeah, it's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
So we get home. We get all our stuff unloaded. We run to the grocery store because we didn't have any bread, milk, any of that. So then we called up Allison. No. So Thursday, after Christmas, we're going to head up to Allison Transmission with Fred's truck to pick up the golf cart because it's still sitting there. So we get there, we get it hooked up. We're about 2 miles from Allison Transmission. We're on John Young Parkway, which is a busy road, and this car comes up beside us, and he's honking and honking.
Hit my tire.
So Fred rolls down the window, hey, what's going on? And this guy is pissed. Apparently the spare tire fell off our utility trailer and bounced and hit his new 2019 Subaru and smashed his right front headlight and then messed up the bumper. Nobody was hurt. So when we realized that happened, I jumped out of the truck. Fred told the guy, hey, we're going to get out of the road, and so they pulled off around the corner. I went back to get the car. Luckily, a man was nice enough. He stopped, he pulled the car out of the roadway, put it in the back of his car, and then the tire, and then drove us around the corner to where Fred was. So they had called the police, and for whatever reason, FHP the Highway Patrol had to respond, not the normal sheriff. So they said, well, you're low priority. It'll be about 4 hours before we can get there. So we did an information exchange. I called our car insurance company because we're in the car. This is hooked up to the car. And they're trying to tell me, no, this is homeowner's policy because your utility trailer is personal property.
We got the dumb person in the
So I'm like, okay. My homeowner's information is at home, so I'll call first thing in the morning. I call first thing in the morning, and they're talking to me like, you know, I've got 5 heads. They're like, no, this is your car insurance. long story short, my homeowner's agent called my car insurance, who said, yes, it is car insurance. And so we got all that straightened out, hopefully.
All right,
so,
now to the big finale.
So now,
to the big finale.
Hang on. So that was
how much all this cost.
So let's see. The first bill for the house batteries and the service call was $1,721.
But you got to minus the 14 for the battery.
Yeah, but minus about $1,400 of that for the batteries. So because that was definitely on us.
300.
So then we had to pay Allison Transmission a deposit of $750 for them to even come out that day. The Big Mama Jama tow truck was $433. The Uber plus tip was $180. And then, so let's see. Friday, Tiffin was open, our manufacturer. The very nice Allison Transmission guy contacted Tiffin, and they told him what to do, and it was like a really easy fix. So our total bill with Allison Transmission was $1,600 and something, because I had to pay another $904.
$2,700 for everything.
Yeah, $2,700, not including the house batteries for all of this.
Now tell them what it was.
No, you can tell them what it was.
Is it point at me?
Yep.
Okay. So after all that heartache, we were stranded $2,700. It was a loose 10 amp fuse. That was it. I shit you not. A little freaking fuse had gotten loose and caused all those code errors. And now he could have figured that out if Tiffin was open on the day he was there. We wouldn't have had it towed and all that. But that's just a luck of our draw.
And he had to turn off some battery the
chassis battery.
He had to turn off the chassis battery in order to
run his codes.
Run the diagnosis, but he didn't know that. So that's why the coach was throwing all these funky codes.
But he would have known that if Tiffin wasn't closed because of the holidays, which is our luck of our draw. That's just how we are.
Yep. So
that's it, guys.
So we are heading home in the coach, and as you can see, traffic is lovely. So that's our story.
We're sticking to it.
So,
but you know what? It's like I always say, it could be worse.
It's an adventure.
Yeah, it's an adventure, and we're still happy. We love doing what we do, and we're not going to change what we do.
And we're too far in debt in this coach to change it, so.
Yeah, really. So,
so
thank you guys. Please share this out amongst your friends. Hit that play bell. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And if you want to help support the channel, check out the About page tab. We have shirts, t-shirts, merchandise, PayPal, and Patreon. 50% of all donations goes to the Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation. I've decided that's where half of all our donations will go there from now on, since my sister has Parkinson's. So at least you know your money is going to something good. So we appreciate all the love and support, guys, and we'll be back on our next adventure. Hopefully it won't cost us $2,700.
No, because if we have adventures like that, we won't be able to afford regular adventures.
And we will see you
around the campfire. Oh, I forgot to add, because our coach was out of service, we had to cancel our after Christmas trip to Savannah. We had given y'all previews of what was coming up, but sorry guys, we had to cancel it because we didn't have a coach. Maybe one day we'll get back to Savannah and do all these things that we wanted to do. But anyways,
meantime, we got more stuff coming.
We will see you around the campfire.
Bye.
Bye.